Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, midweek, Forest of Dean, the car park is pretty much empty in relation to weekends, and the whole reason we've come here is we're going to take this for a bit more of a spin. I've ridden it one weekend in Spain and that is all it's had. Unfortunately, I thought the uplift was running today, but it's not, so it means we've just got a morning of pushing up, but oh well, let's give it a test. So this bike obviously feels very, very alien because I ride my trail bike all the time. That is exactly why I've decided to ride this. You certainly don't need a downhill bike for Forest of Dean. Trail bikes now are so good. You can obviously ride uphill and smash downhill, but when do I get a chance to ride this? So here we go. As you can see, we haven't even done one run yet and it is going to be a moist one. I feel the first track we've got to hit really is the most iconic trail here, and that is Ski Run. So you can sort of see over the years it's definitely got a bit rougher with the amount of traffic it's had. I'm just going to walk up it just to make sure there's no debris or anything in the way. Obviously debris when there's all these routes isn't really going to make too much difference. There's a couple of cheeky gaps. Probably doesn't look that big on GoPro, but we've basically got compression. You can imagine a lot of people just hit that compression and then get all squirrely down there. First run, obviously, haven't touched this bike for a few weeks. We're going to try and gap it to straight line the whole section. As I said, I don't want to go Mach 10 race speed. We're just going to go nice and chilled, do a couple of little gaps, see how the big rig holds up, and then go from there. We're at the top of the hill. The first run we're going to try out is Ski Run. As I said before, it is one of the most iconic trails here. For as long as I can remember, this track has always been the track that everyone's raced. Let's give it a go. First run of the day, nice and chilled, all that good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you at the bottom. Right then, bit of a run up. Let's give it a go on the big rig. As I said, it's been a while since, well, I haven't really ridden this at all actually. Got that puddle. Oh, you bastard. So the big wheels are so much smoother over the rough stuff. You really feel the bike working in relation to a trail bike. Just so slippy, so slick. So there is a line up here to miss the puddle. Oh my lord, you do forget how wild this thing is in relation. As I said, a bit slippy down here. Oh my god, a bit harder to clear today. Right, final sort of jump. Last little far road jump into the berms, and there we go. That was Ski Run, and my god, I feel out of shape on this bike, but I think that's mainly because I've ridden it one weekend and haven't touched it since. As I stated before, a downhill bike is definitely a bit of an overkill here, so you can sort of see the amount of travel I'm using. I've got 200mm of travel on the front and the back, and I'm probably only using, what, 170 of it. I guess the hardest thing over a trail bike is the fact that a trail bike, I'm sat up quite tall in relation. This obviously slumps down because it is designed to race downhill. This being a big wheeled bike is an absolute monster, so it's not as flickable. I did realise with certainly Ski Run, when you get it up to speed, you just literally hold and shoot and it's absolutely flat out. Rather than do the testing of doing that track again, let's go try out another track. Track. This next track we're going to hit, this is actually Flatland going into Sheepskull. Now you can sort of see, it doesn't really show on POV, but there's actually quite a few compressions, quite a few drops. We're at the famous route garden here at Forest of Dean. Quite sketchy, there's a number of different style routes here. Got bigger routes, smaller routes, ones in different ways. So on a wet day, it obviously makes it extremely hard. It's not bone dry by any means, it's certainly not stopping wet, but it's just a little bit slippy in places. So the biggest problem we have with this, as a riding point of view, as you tense up, so you want to try and loosen off as much as you can. Key things, without going into too much detail for a coaching session, as we're approaching these routes, we want to try and look to where we want to be as much as we can. Look at the tree, what you're going to hit. Next track we're going to hit is Flatlands. I didn't really want to hit it because it's not really designed for downhill bikes, that track, but I saw these jumps at the top and I just thought, oh, we've got to get jumping this beast, haven't we? We're going to do the top half of this track from the start ramp and then work our way to Flatlands. Main reason of doing Flatlands really is there's a quite gnarly route section. Just sort of see how the downhill bike feels over that, and then we'll work our way down to the bottom. Even though I'm going to chill, it's going to be quite hard work on this bike because there is a lot of pedaling, there's a lot of flat bits, as the name suggests. As I stated before, I want to try this as much as I can because I don't normally ride it. give it a bash. Here we are at the top. I've actually angled the camera down a bit this time because I wanted to show the bar, so hopefully it works out. As I said, it's quite a fun, flowy trail that requires a lot of work, certainly on this. So here we go then, the jumps. You don't need any speed in relation to what people think. All technique, no pedaling, just pump and push. Right, and let's see if chicken manual. Oh, the wheelbase in relation, you can definitely feel the difference. Go on lad, go on, get in there, get in there. Oh yes, there we go. So here we go then, going into Flatland. So already you see where we haven't got the gradient, we're having to work this bike fairly hard in relation. Those little hops. Well, you can see how it's got quite rough. There's a gap here over that. The problem is where I don't know the track unless I'm racing it, I'm not going to go Mach 10 because I don't know what's there. Right, I know about this bit though. It's a root garden, we can go up high, just go over it, float it, dropping down. There's a bit of a pinball section. Same again, it's been a while since I rode this track, so don't really know what's there. And this is where it gets quite hard on the downhill bike, because you imagine it doesn't really carry speed when there's not a hill. But we can't now mix it up. Literally can't remember where a track goes if there's no tape. Oh my lord, that's hard work. Drop that. I was expecting a puddle there, to be fair. Wild boar have obviously been there. Yes, it's very hard. And there we go, that was Flatland. So very, very hard on this bike in relation to a trail bike. When you're up to speed it's perfect, but it's getting it up to speed unfortunately on the flat bits. So as you can probably tell with the dab on that I've got on my forehead, that was actually extremely hard work on this. When we've got the speed, when we've got the momentum, this bike is amazing. But downhill bikes are a 1-horse pony. They're designed for racing downhill, and that is it. As soon as you try and pedal across the flat stuff, they're never going to be as good as a trail bike. I mean, I could be wrong, there are some bikes that claim that they're just as good, but in reality to my trail bike, you put the power down and you're not stopping into the suspension or anything like this. So I've tried riding this bike uphill. One of the main problems is obviously its versatility. So getting this beast up to the top is obviously fairly hard work, as you can sort of see with my forehead. So a trail bike for this place is definitely the one. But I cannot fault how much grip this thing has. As soon as you ride something fast and you sort of feel it a bit sketchy underneath you, this thing hooks up without a doubt. It's just when it's flat and levels off, it's obviously just quite a bit harder to get going. Let's go and do the famous, the good, the bad, the ugly. GBU, the top off is quite hard work once again to get up to speed, but let's give it a bash. Oi, oi. Quality. Right, I'll see you boys in a bit anyway.
Yeah, see you later.
Right, and GBU then, let's have ya. So this is quite a fun flowy trail. I feel on a downhill bike you just carry a bit more speed. God, it's definitely loose in places, man. So these jumps, when they're first built, they're really fun and flowy. Now they're quite hard to clear. You do need a bit of speed going into them. Well, it's definitely wet and moist. You can just feel it grabbing you slightly. Oh no, puddle. Well, I think it's left. Oh my god. Right, you can tell for obvious reasons I'm not racing this. Just puddles everywhere. You can feel the difference in the big bike. Definitely so. Just gripped. You fucker. Right, famous fast bit then. Right, the famous Dave Genvy drop. Whoop. It's weird because it's gripping in places, but not in others. And that's not the bite, it's just the fact of dirt. Right, here we go then. Scrub that off. Carry as much speed as we can. Oh, it's definitely running slower today. Make sure that's clean. Right, I like to call it the 4 cross section, which isn't at all. But a couple of jumps. Get up across. Bigger line this side. Road jump. Come into tapes. Uh-oh. And there we go, that was GBU. I've definitely ridden it on better days, that's for sure. So pushing up, I forgot about that little delight. Pushed halfway, and from my memory, one of the cool tracks here is Endo. So Endo has plenty of routes to think about and all that good stuff. Thinking of the downhill, but I think the top half is fairly flat, but then it does steepen off, gets a bit rooty in the middle, and then we go into some fun jumps towards the end. Let's check it out. So I actually think, looking at this track, it doesn't really look well used, so we might be in for a few surprises. Hopefully the camera angle's all good for you guys. Let's check it out. Oh, get her up to speed. Oh, there's a puddle, I'm gonna miss it straight away. Good start, missing puddles. Oh, definitely slick mud. Not this grippy mud. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, not sure that's meant to be there. Where's the track go? There, right. As you can sort of see, it's not very well used at all. I should have taken the high line there. Get wet socks for nothing. Right, so I think this was the original line. Up high. Where is it? Oh my God. So I've decided Endo was a little too confusing for my little brain, so we're going to come one track over. There is a local line called Brothers. As you can see, it's quite tight switchbacky, which is going to be a bit of a what's it on this long wheelbase XL 29er, but we're here to check things out, see how it rides. As I said, it's not a race, it's not the end of the world. Let's go to the top of this track, nice and chilled, all the way down, see how we get on. This trail we're going to take nice and chilled. Doesn't really get well ridden. I've forgotten where the entry is already. Right, in here then. So we're coming into this first little drop thing. Oh, nice. Right, so this is the tight section. So all of these are going to be a little tight on a big XL 29-inch bike, but it's what we've come here for, a bit of practice. It actually rides pretty sick. Tiny little rut. We go up over there. And then this is where we join the Endo line. Oh my God, there's a rut, there's a horrible rut. Whoa, yeah. Oh my God, there's no one's really done this, I don't think. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think this track's really well been done. And there we go. That is the bottom of Endo. Whoa. Let's go clean up. Well, there we go. This thing has been an absolute weapon. As I said before, it's probably not the ideal bike for this place, but you can see as soon as you get the descent, this thing just grips like there's no tomorrow. And we are all clean again. Well, there we go. Sick little morning, sick little power hour pretty much at Forest of Dean. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, it'd be great if you give it a thumbs up. Be sick if you leave me comments what you want me to do in the future. And until the next one, I'll see you in a bit. Oi, oi.